Link. Eee.
Today I wanted to show you guys a platformer that I've been working on called Mattermaster. So this is Mattermaster. I know that he is somewhat reminiscent of Kirby, especially considering that his power is to absorb the matter of whatever he is touching through his feet. But he's actually based on a character called Lolo from the original Nintendo also, that I made many years ago. So let's get started. Basically what I do here is hold circle to charge Mattermaster up, and then when I release, he becomes the matter of whatever he was touching. So in this case, he was touching stone. So as you can see in the upper right hand corner, he's now solid stone form. Each of these has their own power, or powers. You can see this one is kind of a ground slam, and he also has 5 hit points, as you can see along the bottom there. Whereas when I dispel this form, you can see that there's only 3 in normal form. These small things that I'm collecting here are atoms. Because he is Mattermaster, it made sense to have him collect atoms. Next form that I'm going to show you is here. This is Grassy Tuft form, which actually doesn't really have a power. More like when he runs, he leaves a trail of random plants. Kind of like Okami. That's where the inspiration came from. Dispel that. Head further into this area. The level I'm playing in is actually a hub for other level themes. In this case, the city theme. There will be 5 levels to each of these based on these themes. This is one of the more well-hidden powers. If you stand on this light here, you become Blaring Light form. And as you can see, he moves very fast in Blaring Light form. He can also jump much higher, and he can also increase his luminosity to light darker areas of the game. He does put out actual lighting effects, as you can see here. In this darker area, he is putting out actual light to help light his way. I'll dispel that one here. Head over to No Biz Like Snowbiz. Here we have Deep Freeze form, which is really a slippery form heading toward that lava. He doesn't have a lot of benefit to this form, besides the fact that cold does not affect him at all, so he can unlimitedly live in the cold. Dispel that form. This is Snowy Bliss form. You can see the snowflakes swirling around him as he stands. He can blow cold toward his enemies and freeze them. He can also throw snowballs, little snowballs. There is heat and cold application in this game, so spending too much time in this area has melted the snow from his matter and changed him back to his regular form. Because the volcanic area is obviously hot, head over here to the sandy Meteor Dune area. And he becomes Sandy Grit form. Now this, you can see the sand just constantly pouring off of him and interacting with the ground there. He can throw sand tornadoes to damage his enemies or push them away. Dispel that first. head over here. This is a form that I think people are having difficulty finding in the level. I tried to guide them down there to find this atom. As you can see, he's standing in the clouds right now. And absorbing that cloud puts him into fluffy cloud form. So basically this form is an extremely light version of Mattermaster, which allows him to jump much, much, much higher, and also is rather weightless, so he can move through the air really easily. He's also dead silent, as you can hear. And then there's mix and match forms. Let me go ahead and absorb stone here again. Okay, and then I'm going to jump in the lava, which would normally kill Mattermaster, but because he's made of stone, it doesn't melt him. And then I'm going to absorb the lava into the stone and become torrid lava form. He leaves small burns as footprints on the ground, and he also leaves blobs of lava. He can also spit these boiling balls of lava. You can hear them sizzling on the ground there. I wanted to incorporate level interaction into Mattermaster as much as possible, as I showed you earlier with the heat and cold. If you jump on this frozen lake here, it'll melt and then actually turn you back to stone. And once you walk away, you can see it freezes right back up. Go back over to meet your dune and absorb some more sand here. Change back to sandy grit form. And then I'm going to jump back into the magma, absorb the lava into the sand, and now I'm fragile glass form. Now this form he's just a piece of glass. You can hear when he jumps, he kind of shatters when he hits the ground. He can only hit the ground 3 times before he shatters fully and is destroyed, and goes back to the previous checkpoint. The huge benefit to this form is that when you stop moving, you become completely invisible and your enemies can no longer perceive you, so you are completely hidden from their view here. I'm going to just go ahead and shatter myself. So yeah, as you can see, there are 5 level themes. There are actually 6, but 1 doesn't unlock until you've gone through these 5. Magma, some lava, which is obviously a volcanic themed level. I also wanted to show you real quickly the last bit of so if I switch to lava form, and then I walk over here and I go into the cold area, you can see I've now turned to stone because the cold cooled the magma and turned him to stone. So level interaction is hugely important. Temperature, the matter that you're on and interacting with, all of that's going to be important in Mattermaster's final version, which will be available in Dreams, obviously, at an undisclosed date, undetermined date. That is Mattermaster. That's the basics of this character. I hope you enjoyed, and please feel free to run around, try to find all 100 atoms, use all the powers and assume all the forms and try them out, see how they feel. Give me some feedback. That is the end of the video for today. Hope to see you out there in the Dreamiverse.